Hey everybody, my name is Michael Campbell. I'm the family pastor here at Grace Church. Hey, just going to go over this Sunday's lesson that the kids are going through. And so how do we as parents and guardians prepare our hearts and mind as well as the hearts and mind of the children so that when they get into the classrooms, they are well prepared to really dive into this lesson. And so last week we talked about Joshua and we're going to continue there. So the children of Israel, they often gave into worrying and bitterness, and their attitude revealed deeper heart issues within them, that their belief that God had failed to take care of them and he would also fail them in the future. And it was in the 40 years of wandering in the desert that God showed them over and over and over that he was worthy of their trust. Yet there was still something that was blocking them to not trust him. And so when God provided supernatural food for them to eat, they craved the food in Egypt. That was all through Numbers chapter 11. But when they encountered the inhabitants of Canaan, they were filled with fear because they didn't trust that God would be there for them. That's Numbers 13 with the spies. But then God went out of his way to deliver his people and protect them and to provide for them. And he showed that he is all-powerful and trustworthy. And so in Deuteronomy 6, let's read Moses' words. Like, Moses implored the Israelites to remember what God had done and to testify to their children about his faithfulness. God had brought them out of Egypt, and to keep his covenant with Abraham, he gave them instructions that were genuinely for their good, even though it didn't make sense at the time. He was faithful to them. And so meditate on Moses' proclamation that, we were slaves in Egypt, but God, by his grace, set us free. This truth is particularly helpful for us when we face difficulties and periods of anxiety. We have peace in the present by looking backward in gratitude and forward with hope. And so when we look back at our lives with the millions of ways that God has genuinely provided and protected us, our heart should be filled with gratitude. And so based on God's character as revealed through Scripture and in our lives, we can look forward with hope, knowing that God, who has preserved us, will continue to do so until he comes and brings us home. And so when we're home and as we prepare to teach our children or prepare their hearts, remind yourself of God's faithfulness in this season. So tell your children that God has shown himself worthy of our trust, and they too can put their hope in God, who never fails. And so as we, followed up with Joshua when he was going into Jericho and he said, be strong and be courageous. I'm with you. We can be reminded of the faithfulness that has gone before us, but then also trust in the faithfulness that will come ahead of us, as we'll see in the next chapters of Joshua. But hopefully this can help you as you prepare your hearts. Check out the rest of this thread for different questions, talking points, and memory verses that you can go with your children over. But until next time, God bless and take care.